Happy Thanksgiving, one and all good people. My name is Mackie, and in the spirit of giving and giving thanks, we are about to give you, the people, some LCK rumors and rundowns. So it's not going to be that long. You can, have your Thanksgiving dinner while you're at it, or just like watching it down at the table, while you're eating. So it's not gonna be that long. I'm making some notes about it. I'm gonna make some notes about some transfers being confirmed and some rumors that are gonna be happening in Korea. I will be covering the LCS once everything kind of settles down and what players get their new homes or something. There's one or two players here, but I wanted to get like the full confirmation so I could like go in there with a video and talk about LCS and all the things that's happening with ethics and all this stuff. But this is for the LCK. This is, Korea's different stuff, different ethics, different methods and everything. And they become best team in the world. And I think one of them was probably the World Championships in DRX. And they decided that, guys, we don't have the money to keep you guys. You guys are on your own. Like, just imagine. 2 months ago, or actually like a couple of weeks ago, they are on top of the freaking world. They beat the best team in all of Korea, probably the best team in the world, and beat the best player in Faker and won their world championship. And now, because they can't pay enough, they decided that they have to go their separate ways, which, man, it makes me feel sad. It makes you feel a little sad deep down inside of you that this team could have just kept the roster, kept the whole roster, for one more year, see how it goes, and if it doesn't work out, c'est la vie or something. But that's the nature of esports, Not everybody is like high priced, not everybody will be kept. They just like move on to another one. And Jeff actually mentioned about trying to lower their wages in order to keep them. He said it in his Korea stream. But it's not going to happen. And I feel horrible for probably the players as well. Because if you are a DRX fan, I'm not going to say this to a DRX fan. But if you are a DRX fan, before the year have started, if I would have told you that this team right here would have won Worlds, everybody would be laughing their minds off. Like every single one would have laughed their minds off. And I think that's the reason why most of them get their 1-year contracts. But now, after their success, their value is just going through the roof. I heard Zeka, I think I heard a video, I'm going to link the video below, about 1.4 million dollars, which is like higher than Yanko's leaving G2. I mean, my God. And remember, this is US dollars. I mean, imagine money in Korean. Wow. That is a lot. That is a lot for a 19-year-old who pop off incredibly well at Worlds. It is kind of sad. What I will say is that at least you can say that DRX managed to do well with less. Many teams would never get to say that. Many teams like the Breons, the Freaks would never get that much success for having little bit of money. So the fact they managed to do it incredibly well, it's amazing. It's really, really amazing, and it kind of feels sad at the same time. But you know what? That's how esports goes. I feel like this reminds me of the 2008 Cloud9 CSGO team that won their major in Boston. And I was thinking, if they kept their team, they can just make North America incredible at CSGO and run the table. But that never happened. There was some internal issues and all the stuff. And sadly, that never happened. But that's the nature of esports. I mean, you get your one opportunity. You get your one shot, one opportunity to make something happen in your life. And if you make it, congratulations. If you don't, you move on to the next. And DRX took their moment and they got it, even though it's for cheap. I mean, and be honestly, DRX is not like a huge organization like the Gen Gs and the T1s of the world. So the fact that they managed to pull this off with players on 1-year contracts. I know it's incredible, but also feel like I think hindsight is 2020 on the management. They probably didn't know how incredible they are. I think they didn't know how amazing this team is, and they now have to pay the price for their success. It's the price of success. In these cases, not just esports, but also sports as well, and life. Some persons have to pay the price for their incredible success, and DRX fans are paying the price for it. And I feel sad, but hey, you know what? You had lower expectations going into the next year. I feel like you can probably exceed them again. I mean, you had low expectations from last year into this year, so maybe you might do it again. Who knows? But sad. Nugri and Bertol already left the Dalmonkia, and yeah, Nugri he was in a world championship team, go to FBX, then back to Dalmonkia, and now he's off again. It's been weird for him. He's one of the best top laners ever, but not much in terms of like consistency in some cases. I mean, Nugri has not been as stellar in Worlds as anything else, and I feel like they need to move on from him. So does Bertol. Quantum Freaks and Honda Life esports teams are blowing up. That's wow. Okay, so both teams kind of suck. They gotta do something about it. So they decided like kill off the roster, blow it up, put some new pieces in, and see how it goes on there. Which brings us to Young Jay and Tyhoon pick up from Kwandong Freaks. Now nobody knows who both of them are. They're probably from the Challenger series, but their young roster is what gonna give Kwandong Freaks some much needed boost. Other than 2018 Worlds was probably their highest ever finish to date, and they haven't done anything since. So I think to bring in some young players, some young talent, and freshen up the squad a little bit with some veterancy, I think that will bring Quantum Freaks a long way into trying to get close to the top. Not get to the top, but pretty much trying to get close to the top. Viper, World Championship AD carry from EDG, is going to Hanwha Life. Wow. Who didn't see that coming? That's big. That is huge. I mean, getting a World Championship AD carry like that it's mind-boggling, and it's incredible. I mean, how much money did they throw at the Viper? My goodness. I mean, you can get AD carry from your Challenger series and everything. Nope. Give me the best AD carry you have in China, and they got Viper. Like, wow, that's amazing. BDD and King to KT roster. BDD, okay jungler. Kin, fine. Maybe might help KT roster or something, but I'm not sure. Deft, Gorilla, Kana, all going to Dalmonkia. And you know who else is going to Dalmonkia? Deft. Yep, Deft is going to Dalmonkia. Holy cow, Dalmonkia is getting stacked. It's almost I feel like every single time they got like a decent player, a world championship player. They're like Dalmonkia is like, hey, we're buying that guy, and there's nothing you can do about it. I wonder if you can bring Barrel back. I mean, that Barrel was the reason why they won the championship. He was the one who called out in Game 5. So, and his leadership, his cool head leadership, is what DRX brought to the table and won them the championship. So, I would be shocked if they bring Barrel back into the arms of Dalmonkia after leaving there again. I mean, if you're a Dalmonkia, you must be watching Barrel winning the world championship and have to feel absolutely sick to their stomach. Listen, and this guy's won the world championship with a really cheap roster. Like, man, you feel bad, man. Pez to Gen G to link up with the light. Ruler is gone. Young guy, see what he can do. Don't have anything much about some of the young players, or don't have anything much about to say about him, but let's see if he can show the goods. Let's see if he can show the goods in the season with a LCK champion like Gen G. So it's gonna be interesting. And finally, Vital, D&D, Salvi, Fiesta, and Peter all on Nashi and Red Force. Well, I have. Well, hopefully the seed will be okay, but I just not feeling right about this Nashi and Red Force team. And no disrespect to them, but this lineup doesn't scream incredible. But of course, we've seen DRX did it with pretty much unknown items, so who do I tell? Now, we need some rumors. Oh yeah, some spicy rumors. First off, King and Zeka to Live Esports. I mentioned about how much money Zeka is gonna get it for 1.4 million US dollars, and now you have, just imagine that lineup: Viper, Scout. Hey, Scout could be Live Esports, or maybe Zeka. But hey, World Championship, 2 World Championship mid laners in your team with Viper. I mean, if you are Live Esports, you are just like rubbing your hands together and feeling like we are definitely going to be LCK champions now. Or, be like a super team and then fall on your face a lot of times. So, whichever comes first is going to be interesting. It's going to be really, really interesting to see how this team develop and play well together in an LCK environment. That's going to be a really interesting question. Lahans and Prince to RA in China. That's interesting. I mean, they lost like 2 good. So I think Genji lost 2 upgrade player in Lahans, a really good support. Hopefully, we might get more Singe in LPL, which is pretty good for RA. But remember, it's a rumor, guys, so don't get too overhyped. Head out to bot lane, but Breon. I mean, Breon break up their whole squad, but now they decided to put Henna, their probably young star, into the bot lane for Breon to try to see if they can improve themselves, because like DRX, they're bottom place. And hopefully they can have that DRX magic they can rub off on them and trying to see if they can push forward and make a surprise world run. I mean, it can happen, anything can happen in esports. I mentioned Beryl, he's probably going to reunite with DM1 Key, and I feel like if the DRX squad is going to break, if that goes, so do I. I feel like they should. If you're Beryl, you must be feeling like, if Death goes, I goes, kind of mental. So maybe he might stay put, but I feel like he's going to go to Dom Key or at some point. Bulldog, he's going to be mid lane with Freaks. Jun's going to do well. Another 2 young players to make the Africa Freaks a decent team. I'm not saying the top team, but a pretty decent team. And I say we don't know about those youngsters, but let's see if they can show up. And Clid and Scout to Honor Life. I mentioned Scout, but Clid as well. Good jungler, good jungler from Gen G. He may be probably making this roster okay. I mean, just imagine if you're Honor Life Esports and look at the roster that you have, and I mean, you look at the roster that you have. This either screams best LCK team ever or hot garbage. And 99 times out of 100, it leads to hot garbage. But man, I mean, that'd be really interesting if Honor Life Esports pulled it off. Closer and KO to Sandbox. I feel like okay, but this squad was literally 1 game away from making it to Worlds. And instead, the team that went on to win the World Championship did beat them. So I feel like they should have kept the roster. But of course, like I said, these just esports, and now Closer and KL is going to make the squad more better than their regionals run, and see if they can try to get to the top. So it's gonna be pretty interesting. And the entire T1 team, they signed Bangi as their coach, and maybe the entire T1 team will stay put, which is probably the best news, because remember, Faker had 4 young players, and Faker is still Faker. He's gonna be keep playing duh. He's all getting offers from the LCS, but here's the thing. If T1 loses Faker, my goodness, every single T1 fan will not even watch their games anymore. I mean, T1 fans forget about T1 bringing trucks. They're bringing tanks, warlike tanks into their buildings if Faker leaves T1. But that's not gonna happen. Oh, no way. They cannot lose a franchise player, a core to the organization like Faker. That would be madness. Absolute madness. So I saying I mean, yeah, Rumours was kind of heartbreaking for them, especially Kyria. But I said, you get a coach, you got the coach that you wanted, you're gonna run back the same team and then go again. And who knows? Maybe this might be Faker's last game as well. I just want to see the Gold win one more. Here's the thing. Here's personally, I think. I'm starting watching League for about 3 years ago. I knew about Faker, and this year's Worlds was kind of like a love letter to every incredible thing that Faker has done. And I really wanted him to win Worlds, but we get the death story as well, which is okay, which is incredible. But I would really love for Faker to win Worlds. Maybe one last time, so that maybe we can appreciate and applaud him. Maybe he might not win it again, who knows, but to appreciate his greatness and to appreciate what he has done for League of Legends, it's nothing more of extraordinary. He is the face of League of Legends. That's like so many people being face of sports and stuff. So I would really love him and his team to run back one more time and see if they can try to win. They got the pieces. They're good. They're really, really good. So it'll be really interesting to see how T1 goes. But I will be shocked if 1 or 2 players leave the team. I'll be gigantically shocked. And that's it for the rumors and transfers from the LCK. I mean, there is, small, but if there's anything going on, I will let you know. And hopefully we might get some good LCK action next year. Coming up, probably in Black Friday or something, the LCS. And oh boy, I've seen a lot of transfers going on in the LCS. And by God, it'll be really, really interesting to see how the LCS thing goes. Because given how LCS have done this year, Worlds is going to be like, will this, spark up the LCS and just putting them or realizing that we can't do anything and we suck. This will be interesting. This is going to be an interesting free agent. It already started, but this could be interesting. So, I'll see you guys. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Peace.